All right, so we have Jason Spencer, okay, a Georgia Republican lawmaker. He was on this show called Who is America? Now, on this platform, he specifically goes in detail about, the Americans, Republicans. He pretty much down the leftists, which is all right. And he's like his own little CNN type of show. I guess you want to say like Alex Jones. He don't do that too much extreme as far as controversy, but he wants to ensure like just information and how Americans could be better, and fulfill President Trump's agenda in the Trump administration. He talks about, CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, or Chris Pompeo. He talks about the Putin summit. But in this particular episode, he had Cohen, who was just a guest host. And Cohen was to be disguised as an anti-Israelite type of person, and he's supposed to do a demonstration and go against an American. Now, in this particular time, Mr. Spencer, he wanted to advocate like, okay, this is the best way to defend yourself. Now, Cohen, they was kind of agreeing with like, hey, why don't you use the N-word? So he took upon himself to say it publicly on live TV. Now, if you do your research, you know that the N-word, even though it's used amongst the African Americans on a day-to-day basis, used on the raps, it's used in the media, all over entertainment industries and movies, but is you as a Caucasian person and you are a conservative on top of that, or a Republican, they're going to be on your head. We just had a CEO of Papa John's had to resign for what he said. Man, you have to be accountable for what you say. Donald Sterling, he said some type of racial things. He didn't want any black people in his games when his, I guess his, not I don't say baby mother, but his chick that he was with was taking pictures of Magic Johnson. I mean, I feel like you guys don't understand this. Like you falsely representing yourself for doing this, and I feel like he making us as conservatives look bad. It's really sad, man. It really goes into detail in the Bible when it says that in the book of Titus is that associate those with some foolish talk, or that gets into rebellious and foolish talk and deception, and those specifically in the circumcision groups. And he was referring to the so-called Jews in that particular time, and the so-called Jews in the synagogues. They're going to talk about deception and gossip, and this is what it is, man. I don't know, I don't watch TV, I don't know how he built his platform on this, but this was a very poor character. In a way too, he was showing his bare ass on national television and just running around on Cohen. Now, he did went into detail. He did say that, I apologize. He wrote a letter. I was just frightened. He was just hiding his fear of racism. That's one thing I want to say. And he was just frightened. He just wanted to be, I guess, proactive in a way and just be unique. But you using the N-word, that's a derogatory term towards African Americans. I feel like he has to pay for that. Now, they want him to resign, but he's going to refuse to resign, and he's going to sit here and say that, okay, I'm just going to finish out my 5 months. I already lost my primary election. He has already been defeated. He lost his primary Republican election. I think he was running against Trump. Now he's just going to wait for his 5 months at his post, and it's going to be vacant. So someone else is going to take his spot. But I don't watch Who is America. I really think that this is a poor way of him displaying himself. He really disrespected the Republican Party. He made us look bad, and also as conservatives. And we are known for private ownership, and we're not here to bash anyone. That's something that the lefts or the liberals do. If he was a liberal, I expect him to do something like that. But you, on the other hand, they're going to be on your head. And I think the consequences for him is to step down. And I accept the apology, because you do have to forgive. But, if whatever you say come out of your mouth, you believe in your heart. And maybe he could be racist on this. But, Georgia Lawmaker, Mr. Spencer, it was very poor out of your character for you to show yourself like this, man. And I understand the mistakes happen. We may say things out of time, out of line. We might say something that's very offensive, but this was no type of political agenda for you yelling the N-word to defend someone, for American to defend himself against someone that's a terrorist. That's really not ideal. Cohen, he didn't, I guess, he was really embarrassed to be on the show as well, but he was just, chastising him like, listen, why was you saying something like that? Now, I really believe the show, it shouldn't be up, but it just gets me think that you can disrespect like an African American, for all the time for the most part, and get away with it. But if you say something anti-Semitic, they'll be on your head, because you know why? They control the presidents, they control the media, the agendas, they own Hollywood. As us, we collectively don't have any type of wealth far as just, owning things. We always underneath someone or another race, and that's a whole nother video. But Yeah, just Jason Spencer, very disappointed, man. It's just the way you display yourself. Um, yeah, you just need to step down, and meditate and do something else, man. Cause you in a political figure, it's it's very disrespectful. That's not how a true politician is supposed to represent. It's not at all. You're supposed to display, give them the facts, and you know you just talk about just great ideas, man, for America to be great in a way, man. Instead of just eliminate, also to eliminate all this hatred between Hispanics and blacks and leftists and righters. I mean, you go ahead and just simply just go into detail that why a lot of black people are Democrats, or you could have had a show just displaying about the importance of being a conservative and the right way to be a conservative. That all conservatives are not just Trump supporters or they just racist. I mean, or sellouts in their own communities. They actually here for future buildership. Real estate. They're here to purchase land for their families. I mean, it's just not just be a slave to the government on a day-to-day basis. That's what the liberals activate. They want you to be a minority, understand that you can't do anything for yourself, you can't think for yourself, you need these programs, you need to be on welfare, you need to be on you can't afford health care, you can't do things for yourself without the government stepping in, or someone is always a superior over you. You are the inferiority of this type of race, and this is why your life is messed up, not taking responsibility. I mean, you could have had so many different types of avenues, man. You could have had children on here, you could have had different families that actually had a transition from Democrat plantation to the Republican, to Republican nature, the Republican Party, and why they started, to do that. And that could have been very inspirational. I don't watch a lot of episodes. Maybe he probably did that previously, but I feel like, this was a false representation. I don't understand, maybe because that you lost a lot of motivation in your political career because you lost in a primary election. You could have run for the state representative, could have run for governor. There's many avenues, man, but you don't sell yourself like this to sit up here and say a racial slur against a particular race, man. That's very disrespectful in so many ways, and I just want to write my opinion on this, and I'm into politics like this, and you are a conservative in the Republican Party, so this kind of hurts me in a way, man, for someone to really display himself like this on social media, with no type of intelligence. And that was just really wrong. And you're a grown man. It's people that probably looked up to you, man. And now I'm thinking your political career may be over, man. Because I mean, you just sharing your butt online, and you just running around like you're a monkey. This is not a game. It's people's lives are at stake in this, man. So you're gonna take your politics serious. I don't care if nobody votes for you. I don't care you lost in a landslide. You gotta go in here and be humble. Those who humble themselves will be exalted. Those who exalt themselves will be humble. So you gotta be accountable for your actions, man. You're grown. You're too grown for this. But yeah, man, it could have been something very inspirational. He could have done. He could have helped mentor other young kids, or have an outlet for young people to actually go out here and call, or just be on the show and express their opinions on why they decide to be conservative and how their family members are not okay with that, but they still continue to push on. It's just so many ways. You could have given them words of encouragement. I just felt like this was just overboard. It was just too much, and it just showed what type of person you are. So just be accountable for that, man. But this is your boy Young Lee Jr. here. That's what I want to say about this, man. The whole Jason Spencer. It was really disturbing. I watched a little video on it, and I read a little article on it. So he may resign, but we don't know. But at least 5 months he will be out of there. That's all I had to say. I'm out. Deuces.